it's quite amazing how many times as we go through the course of a year, when we introduce services to a new spa, that they'll ask the question, how much should we be charging? How do we decide what's a good formula, what's a great price? There is a formula. I mean, obviously it depends on whereabouts in the country you are. There'll be a range, but there are certain things that when you come to look at how much a treatment should be, and this is any treatment, there are certain things that you need to take into consideration. The first is staff. How much does it cost for you to put somebody in that room to be able to perform the treatment? And what I'm going to give you is just a little guideline that I always used to use in my spas, and it's served well over the past 20 years. You can drop your own figures into the formula, but it just gives you a ballpark so that you know you've got a good chance of making a profit, which at the end of the day, we're all in this business for passion, but if we don't pay the bills, then we aren't going to be around for another year to be able to carry on doing that. So the first is staff. Even if you are a one-man operator, you should factor in this cost, because as you get busier, you are going to have to employ somebody, or at least that's the hope, that's going to be able to carry out the service for you. Now, dependent upon whereabouts in North America you are, that cost of staff per hour can range anywhere from paying the absolute basic, which in BC is about $10 per hour, to the more experienced therapists can range anywhere up to $20, $30 an hour. Now also, I'm a great believer in incentivizing the staff, giving them a reason to work just that extra bit, to go that extra mile, to share in the success of the business. Now you can do this a number of ways. You can do this by offering them a percentage of the treatments that they sell, a percentage of the retail, so that you have a formula that's based on a basic wage plus your commission or your extra bit of bonus. But if we say that the average therapist is pretty much going to be coming in at around the range of $20 per hour. Then you've got consumables. How much does it physically cost you as a spa owner to be able to put that service on for the public? Now, dependent upon whether you're doing a very high-end facial, whether you're doing a waxing, whether you're doing universal contour wrap or Eurowave Pro, there's going to be a cost associated with you putting that treatment on for the client. Usually, it's going to be somewhere in the region to $20 to $30. Okay, so you've got to factor in your staff, you've got to factor in your consumables to be able to do that service. You've also got to factor in that awful thing called overhead. That's the lights in the ceiling, the money that it costs you to pay your landlord or to pay your mortgage provider if you've purchased the space to be able to open that door. Now, a 1,500 square foot spa is probably going to cost in the region of about $5,000 to be able to open that door. By the time you've done rent, insurance, your public liability, by the time that you've actually factored in your hydro and everything else that's needed, you're probably going to be around $5,000. Now, if you've got 3 treatment rooms, that means you can take your $5,000 and divide it by 3. Then if you're working about 40 hours a week, even if you're busy the whole time, you're going to be able to take $5,000, divide it by 3, and then divide it by 40 hours. So you're going to be looking at your average treatment cost. This is where she cuts to her props now. Your average treatment cost is going to be about $42 to be able to open up that spa room for an hour. So we've got our staff, we've got our consumables, we've got our set overhead, and we haven't even talked about that little thing called profit. That little thing that we have to make. It's not just about breaking even. It's about, hey, we're in business to be able to make a little bit of profit. We don't have to make multi-millions, but you've still got to be sustainable. So, even if you just look at a 10 or 15% profit, you're looking now that you're up to about $100 per treatment room hour. That's based on, I'm going to show you my prop now. That's based on your staff cost at around 20 bucks. That's based on your product cost at around 20 bucks. And that's based on your static overhead at $5,000 per month, divided by 3 treatment rooms, working at $40. Working at 40 hours per week. So that means to even open that room, put a therapist in and put a service on, is costing you as a spa owner $82. Factor in a little bit of profit and we're at 100 bucks. So what that means is, if you're offering a service at $20 or $30 in some sort of daily deal promotion, you're seriously losing money. Now, unless you can capitalize on that, and by capitalize I mean have an action plan, have an upsell available, have the capacity to maximize that person walking through the door, unless you have all of those tools in place, you're going to be losing money. So please, please, please take 5 minutes to work through just this simple formula and work out where the costs should be for your treatments on your menu. For the Universal Contour Wrap, we are recommending, it's a 2-hour service, so we are recommending $200 per service. We're here. A little bit of staff, a little bit of overhead, a little bit of consumable costs, and a little bit of profit for the spa owner. $200. So if you start offering the treatments at less than that, you need to know that you are still going to be at a break-even point. For the Eurowave Pro, we're looking at $70 per 30-minute treatment. So it's coming in at $140 per treatment room hour. Your consumables are at $10 per session. Your staff is there, your overhead is there. All of these factors are here to be able to get you to a sustainable treatment. We're all about passion in this industry. The majority of us start in the business of owning a spa because we loved being a therapist. We love giving. We love when the clients are happy, when they walk out of that door and they've got that smile on their face and they are so grateful. But if you don't pay your bills, if you don't be sustainable, if you don't charge the correct rates for those services, then in a year's time you're going to be struggling to be able to give that to your clients. I hope this helps. I would love your feedback. Thank you.